Let's dive into the mice's big question. Once upon a time, a group of mice called a meeting. They needed a way to outsmart their biggest enemy, the cat. Day and night they lived in fear of her sharp claws. The cat was always lurking, always ready to pounce. The mice were tired of living in constant fear. They wanted to find a way to live peacefully without the threat of the cat. They brainstormed many ideas, but nothing seemed good enough. Some suggested digging tunnels, others thought of building traps. Then a young mouse stood up and said, "I've got it, let's hang a bell around the cat's neck." The idea was simple yet brilliant. When the bell rings, we'll know she's coming and can run away. The mice were thrilled. They hadn't thought of this before. They imagined a life where they could hear the cat coming and escape in time. They celebrated the young mouse's clever idea. It seemed like the perfect solution to their problem. But just as they were about to celebrate, an old mouse spoke up. "Great plan, but who will bell the cat?" Silence fell. The room grew quiet as the mice pondered the old mouse's question. It was easy to come up with a plan, but executing it was a different story. The mice realized that while the idea was good, it required someone brave enough to face the cat. They learned that sometimes the best ideas are the hardest to execute. It wasn't enough to be clever, they needed courage too. The mice understood that courage and action are just as important as cleverness. They needed to be brave to face their challenges. From that day on, the mice knew they had to be brave. They couldn't just rely on clever ideas, they had to take action. They started working together, preparing for the day they would face the cat. They knew it wouldn't be easy, but they were determined. The mice trained and practiced, building their strength and courage. They knew that one day they would have to face their fears. They supported each other, encouraging one another to be brave. They knew that together they could overcome any challenge. The mice were ready. They had a plan and they had the courage to execute it. They knew that with bravery and teamwork they could outsmart the cat. And so the mice faced the cat with newfound confidence. They were no longer afraid, for they had learned the true meaning of courage and action. The mice celebrated their victory, knowing that they had overcome their greatest fear. They had learned that with courage and action anything is possible. And so the mice lived happily ever after, always remembering the valuable lesson they had learned. Sometimes, the best ideas require the most courage to execute. The mice continued to live in peace, always ready to face any challenge with bravery and cleverness. They knew that together they could achieve anything. And so the mice's story became a legend, a tale of courage, cleverness, and unity. They had learned that with the right mindset, no challenge was too great. The mice thrived, always remembering the lesson of the bell and the cat. They knew that with courage, cleverness and unity, they could overcome any obstacle.